My name is Anthony Basco, and I'm from Mount Vernon, New York. My folks came from Italy. They were immigrants, and they didn't believe in their children having a summer vacation. At a very young age, my mother put me to work. At 10 years old, I was delivering ice with a horse and wagon, and I would go into an apartment and ask how much for a piece of ice. It could be 10 cents, 15 cents, a 20-cent piece of ice. And I would come back to the horse and wagon, and the owner would cut the ice and put it on a burlap bag on his shoulder and carry it into the apartment. Later, my mother got me a job. She posted a $25 bond, and she had me delivering newspapers. I had 132 customers, and the newspaper was the Daily Argus, and it cost 5 cents at that time. I worked in the deli, and my job was to put cases of soda in the cases on the shelves, and canned food, and I would peel potatoes, 2 army buckets of potatoes that we made German potato salad. Afterwards, I worked in New York Central Station doing the racetrack, and I was shining shoes at 10 cents a shine. My uncle made me a shoe shine kit out of metal, and if I made 80 cents that day, I would turn the money over to my mother, and she would give me a dime or a quarter to go to a movie. Later on, during the summer months, my mother had me cutting grass with different gardeners until one day we converted our house from coal to oil. And I was so excited to see the electricians running the boiler, and I asked her for a job. And my job was to carry the tools in and out of the job site. I graduated from high school in 1947. I went to Edison High School. I went to elementary school, junior high school, and high school, where I graduated in 1947. In 1948, I signed myself with the 101st Signal Battalion. I met a lot of people, and at that time, I would shine the shoes at 10 cents. And if I made 80 cents, I would give it to my mother. At that time, we had to contribute towards the family because my father had no trade. Well, if I didn't turn the money over, I felt guilty, And evidently, I was a mama's boy. I admit it. and whatever she wanted me to do, I would do for her. My mom had a 4-family apartment house, and I did all the plumbing, 4 bathrooms, 4 kitchens throughout, all with brass pipe, all by hand, cut and thread pipe by hand. Wow. She had a very warm heart. She would take anyone off the street and feed them. And she was very lovable. I have a beautiful photo of her in my room. Well, my father worked for the county. At that time, they had to cut the grass with a sickle. There was no power lawnmowers and stuff like that at that time. And he died at a very young age. It was negligence because he smoked the old Italian denoble cigars, and evidently he had a tooth missing. He would put the pipe in between the teeth and smoke his pipe, and he ended up with cancer of the jawbone. My mom died at 84. My brother died at 84. My uncle died at 84. I'm very fortunate. I'm living. I'm going to be 98 shortly. It's bearing with these aches and pains. Physically, I'm all right. I go to the office twice a week. I volunteer. Whatever work the boys have in the field, I do it on the computer for them. All my friends are deceased. I have nobody left. As I go to church, I meet a few people that I know personally. I was very fortunate. I was a young boy, and during the war, I went to school, and I went to I put in 400 hours in machine shop. I put 400 hours in drafting. I, I was recommended from Mr. Miller to recommend me to work for Gibbs and Cox, the Navy Department, as a draftsman, because I had my hands frozen, my feet frozen during the war, and my shoulders exposed on the ice. I have arthritis throughout my body. Physically, I'm all right, except the arthritis. And so far, the good Lord took me home. I'm here talking to you. Yep. We Latino people have family value. The Southern people don't have that feeling of family value. We all sit down at the table, we eat together, we talk together, we do everything together as a group. And I tell my sons, there's nothing like having faith and family value.
What do they?
They don't know the hard work they did in their lifetime, the sacrifices they did to bring up a family, and and the friendship and love they need to help them to continue in life. You know, I'm very happy. I belong to the American Legion Post, the VFW Post. Yeah. They come and get me. They bring me out. They get me out of the house at least once a month. You know, and among people, and I like to be among people, share my thoughts and so forth. Yeah. Rose. And
her name was Rose.
Rose, that's her name. She bought a plate. She loved plates, my wife did. And we traveled. These are all the medals I got in the military service. And how I earned those 4 Bronze Stars. Each unit that was on the front lines got awarded. I got awarded along with them. Bella. She's all right.
She is cute.
She's cute. This is the master bedroom. Well, it is difficult. You have no one to talk to, no one to share your thoughts, your aches and pains, and love and affection that you have for one another. Well, I've been very fortunate. The good Lord's with me, and my sister-in-law's with me, and she helps me out 100%. She does all my medication. She cooks for me. She does my laundry. She does the shopping for me. She had a lot of faith in the good Lord. We went to church together. We did everything together. We went to visit me. She shared with me, and she used to say, "You're very patriotic."
It's a good thing.
And there was a beautiful poem that I memorized. Beneath this rock that covers me, black as a pole from pole to pole, I thank God for wherever he may be, for his unconquerable soul. In farthest clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. I'm the captain of my faith. I'm the master of my soul. Yes, this is my wife, Rosie, and she was a hard working woman. She was a nurse. Yes. I can help me. Yeah. And I'm very fortunate. I'm a combat veteran. What brings me back again is the frigid weather. The frigid weather brings me back, and I don't know how I survived them. I can't take the cold anymore. The warmer it is, the better I feel. One morning, I was in my sleeping bag, and I thought it was my ankles, the long johns, were itching my ankles. So I went into my sleeping bag to scratch my ankles, and out, when I zipped the bag open, out came a field mouse. And evidently we became friends. and I would take crackers and break them up in pieces, and he would take them and come back and forth, and we became friends. In wartime, when you're alone, you do a lot of foolish things. You mimic yourself to hear a voice. You say to yourself, what am I supposed to do? The mountain would bounce all night from the heavy artillery, from the 105s, the 105 howitzers at night. I miss being among people. I miss a very true friend. All my friends are deceased. I went to school with. All my family's deceased totally. And my aunts and uncles, and mother and father, brothers and sisters, they're all deceased. If I was able to help other people, I would like to share my thoughts with them and enjoy life. I miss working in the trades.
Okay.
I miss doing things. I did a lot of factory work, industrial work. We converted a lot of high-rise apartment houses into oil. Every job was a challenge to me. If I could talk to my mother now, I would tell her how much I miss her, how much I love her more than I ever did. Every morning I get up, I thank the Lord, I say a prayer to Him, I say a prayer for my wife every night, and the day goes by quickly.